Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Isis, Imitation of Life. The Goddess Next Door helps a young black girl overcome racism during the era of Jim Crow in this Golden Age Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Imitation of Life in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. One of my viewers sent me a link to Netflix's Self Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker. And while I'm ecstatic to see that Netflix is making a film about the life of Madam C.J. Walker, America's first black millionaire, I am cautious as related to that excitement. And the reason why I'm cautious to that excitement is because I know that Netflix has a history of being passive aggressive as related to creating material that features African Americans. Now, passively, they'll go out of their way to create a masterpiece of a miniseries like When They See Us, which depicts the lives of the Central Park Five who were railroaded by New York's criminal justice system back in 1989, but aggressively they will try to take swipes at black people and the black family like they did in that miniseries When They See Us, when they tried to take swipes at one of the Central Park Five's fathers and black manhood overall. And that's something that has me again hesitant about getting fully behind Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker, is because I know that with adaptation, oftentimes we are not going to get a story that is going to really present people in a positive light, and we're going to get somebody's interpretation of how they see people. And with this Self-Made, I'm seeing some things that has me again on the fence, like the completely gynocentric view of Madam C.J. Walker, where there's one point where they're talking about, oh, it's a man's world, but black women had it worse in the world of white supremacy overall, because that's what your Madam C.J. Walker really had to struggle with, because black men were in the same boat as black women, and they were both struggling to paddle to find some land so that they could build something of substance. So when I saw that line talking about it's a man's world, I started to, cock an eyebrow, because when I studied about the so-called women's suffrage movement, women like Mary McLeod Bethune and Ida B. Wells, they were not welcomed by your white feminists at the time, also known as the suffragists, and many of your white suffragists were nothing more than racist and white supremacists towards black women. So when I see them talking about man's world, that's a red flag for me, because again, black women back then knew they were in the same boat as a black man, and they were seen on the same level as a black man. So that's one of the red flags I have for this story. The other red flag I have regarding this whole Self-Made, the inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker, is the fact that Octavia Spencer and your Tiffany Haddish are involved. Now, your Octavia Spencer, yes, she's an Oscar-winning actress, but oftentimes she often plays a lot of mammy-type roles, and I really don't want to see somebody as legendary as Madam C.J. Walker being played like a mammy. No, I want to see Madam C.J. Walker played with some intelligence, played with some dignity, and played with some grace, because she was one of our great ladies, and I want to see her played respectfully and not played in a mammy type character, because that's what Octavia Spencer is known for. Now, your Tiffany Haddish is also known for playing, these clown type roles, and I'm not really happy about seeing her in this film as well. That's another red flag for me as related to this miniseries. And the other thing that I have a little issue with is the constant pushing of light skin, because they have a Carmen Ejogo character who's talking about women want to look like me, black women want to look like me, black women want hair like me, and that's something I'm really uncomfortable about. But I know that it's somewhat true that there are black women out there who want that white woman's hair and covet that white female beauty. And I know that that's one of the things that was out there back then, but I'm not really comfortable with the idea of seeing this being promoted in a film about the life of Madam C.J. Walker. Yes, she invented the straightening comb. Yes, she helped a lot of black women, with black beauty products. But the whole idea of pushing the whole light skin thing in the trailer, that was something that I really was not too happy about. Nor did I like seeing things, again, as related to the identity politics and those types of narratives. But I did like the fact that they did make an effort to finally give us a story about Madam C.J. Walker, and I liked the production values on the film. The production values looked like they were, top-notch production values, and having Blair Wonderwood on the film, he really is looking like he's putting on an extremely strong performance in this film. So there's a lot to like about this movie, and there's a lot to like about, well, it's not a movie, it's a miniseries, but there's a lot to like here. And I'm hoping that, like When They See Us, we get a really quality production as related to Self-Made. I'm hoping that my reservations are assuaged as related to this film, because Madam C.J. Walker is too important a person for Hollywood to go out here and promote stereotypes regarding her image and regarding her legacy. And I really want to see that Madam C.J. Walker and her story treated with respect in this adaptation. That's something I really want to see with this miniseries, and I'm definitely planning on watching this miniseries when it premieres on March 20th. I was this close to canceling my Netflix subscription because they said there's next to no content on here. I mean, I watched Dolomite Is My Name, I watched Fast and the Furious Spy Racers, and that's about it. And I was just this close to canceling my Netflix subscription, but this miniseries is something I'm definitely going to watch, and I urge you guys to go out here and take a look at it if you have a Netflix subscription, because they don't make stories about our heroes, and they don't make stories about the people who contributed to Black history that often. So I definitely want to take a look at this one. And again, I urge you to take a look at this one. Again, I still have my reservations about Your Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker, because of all the people involved, and Netflix's, again, passive-aggressive approach to giving us positive Black images, but then putting in negative images under the table. But I will give this one a chance, and I urge you guys to give this one a chance, and possibly we may get something good. Now, Self-Made, again, is coming out on Netflix supposedly on March 20th, and I'm hoping you'll take a look at it then. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, reviewing shows like Netflix's Self-Made, The Life of Madam C.J. Walker, or other Black comics, science fiction, and fantasy, you can help me by donating to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App, because that helps me pay for things like the Netflix subscription I have, and the internet. And if you want to try some of my books, like ISIS Imitation of Life, which shows you what people had to deal with during the dark days of Jim Crow, you can pick up that book on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle formats. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read ISIS Imitation of Life for free. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, Eaststeam: The Sands of Time. It's action and adventure in ancient Egypt in this terrific teen time travel romance. Get your copy of Eaststeam: The Sands of Time at your favorite online bookseller today.